Bam, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lovers Show, baby. Let's go! Shout out to all the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. I feel good. I feel blue, baby. I feel ready to go. Not blue as in sad, but baby blue, bright blue. or royal blue. I don't know what this flamingo blue. What the heck do you call this blue? Shout out to everybody here on the live. 70,000 back up and running here for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what's happening on the live. I love each and every one of you. If you were with me last night, we talked about massive gains. All day we made gains trading Bitcoin. I gave a 15-minute trade that blasted to the upside. I gave the beautiful call. We surged up to 71,000 last night. It was amazing. If you were with me, we traded this eerie, 15-minute flag that ended up playing out pretty nicely to the upside. I took some gains. I hope you did too. Then I was up till 2 in the morning researching, having a blast, and looking at different things. I'm telling you, man, I'm going to keep on things. I'm going to stay focused and disciplined on things I believe you should be focused and disciplined on. And you can kind of figure out where you sit. All right. I called it blue, baby, blue. Shout out to everybody. That's electric blue, baby. Thank you. Yeah, it's electric blue. I like that. Yeah, the electric slide. Okay. I see where you're at. I see where your head's at, baby. Getting electric. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on and appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I want to talk about one of the coins that while everything's wowing out, you got to focus on the hotness. What do I say by that? Well, it's good to have a long-term focus and idea. Let's talk about my baby Gearbox. This thing flying to the upside. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Gearbox. Why did I like Gearbox? It came out of nowhere. Had a huge pump to the upside. Once it retraced back down in here when I pulled the Fibonacci. It's called the Fibonacci. Once I pulled the Fibonacci here, we came back down to the 618.65 golden pocket. How do you pull a fib? You hit Alt-F. You grab from the beginning of an impulse to the top of the wick of the impulse. Look what we came, and I got doubled up, so it's going to bug you out there. But look how we came right here to what's called the golden pocket. Like exactly. I started accumulating in the golden pocket for Gearbox. I started talking about it. I went over it. I said, guys, and I started accumulating Gearbox down here, saying, guys, I'm going to start buying this coin up. Looks like it's going to be pretty hot. And this thing is ripping to the upside. So nice gains of 140% if you're in the trading group for Gearbox. Bang, bang, bang. Gearbox for gains, baby. Gearbox for gains. And yeah, baby, it is what it is. And this is like my team is so hot, like they nailed it. And this is when I put it out on March 13th, beautifully at the 618 golden pocket with the hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. And there this thing would eventually moon to the upside for massive gains. Pretty crazy. Come back down a little bit more to that 618, but that's really where it would hold. Took a month to make some gains. It wasn't overnight. Everyone wants to make 200% overnight. Okay, bang, bang, bang. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I am going to sip some coffee, so we might get a little crazy. You know what I did, BB? Is I put cold water in it at the end so I could drink it. I'm sorry. Like I went to the water filter and I threw like some water in at the top so I could drink it. It's too hot. I love you, my love. I'm so demanding. Very demanding man. But my wife is a very demanding woman. So it kind of works both ways and we like that about each other. You know what I mean? But we also say please and thank you all the time and always treat each other with love, respect, and honor. All right? It can get a little, Sammy with his cup and handy. No, such a thing as too hot coffee. GF Burke, wow. Goat milk works too. I love my goat milk. I get right underneath and I get onto the udder and stop. Come on, I don't do that. All right, so Gearbox booming to the upside. We had a nice gainer. Bang, bang, bang. It is a beautiful day to be alive. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Struggling and wuggling. Striggling and wiggling. I like this 8-hour for Bitcoin. It's looking beautiful. And it's really just telling me we're likely just going to consolidate here for the next few days. And this is what I see happening. But we're going to show you how I got to this analysis, how I figured this out. We're going to delete all my work. Oh my God, he deleted all his technical analysis. How is he going to recreate all that? He spent hours doing that today. What are we going to do? We're going to do it in front of you so you can learn. Okay? Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to someone from Ukraine. Shout out to someone who likes Solana. Shout out to Clem Fandango. Can you have a look at SAVM, please? Pattern is confusing me. I think I'm overthinking it. Bless you and your family. All the best for the move. Let me jump on in there just to kind of see what you're looking at. And see, he just sent in a super chat, everybody. You could do that. You can interact with me. He wants me to look at SAVM because he's a little confused. I want to see if I see something. He got me going. It's like a detective story. I want to see what's happening with the detective story. Just want to say this is a pretty entertaining channel. Thank you for your efforts. Much love, and may Jesus bless you and your family. Shout out to Rosen Petrov. We love you, man. We appreciate you. And we thank you so much for jumping on into the live, baby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take a look at SAVM. He said it's a little confusing. Let's take a look at what we see happening for SAVM. All right. So I'm going to delete all my work. First thing I do is I get rid of the moving averages and I go to the biggest time frame that I can find. And we make some sense of what's happening inside of the chats. All right. So here, I mean, support of resistance, 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 bounce. Pretty much of a bounce there. Almost a bit of a double bottom it was. So you had a beautiful double bottom that played out here. And you can see double bottoms break up 68% of the time. The length of the base to the neckline. That's exactly what you saw, right? Beautifully. So right off the bat, you know, you start to build a story here of what's happening. That's what I always do. I start to talk about where we were, what happened. Like think about it. It came out at 12. People sold it all the way down to 2. People like to get in at 2. It made the Sammy Cup and Handy. That's why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy, right? And the cup and handle blast to the upside. So I got a nickname based off technical analysis. You won't see that anywhere. I've never seen it. I've never heard of it. Everyone else is, you know, this guy and that guy. And, you know, you got your peoples. I'm Sammy Cup and Handy, baby. I'm the real deal. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So this kind of, to me, is a giant, a bit of a big cup and handle, is it not? I'm just saying, you know, we're open-minded people here. We can have a discussion. Then we can pull a Fibonacci here as well, right? And start to make sense of what's happening. You see, we bounce off the 786 Fibonacci. It all starts to make sense. Everything I see, and now you're bouncing off the 618. Previous support is resistance, you know, and then you kind of have this little, what I call an emerging cup and handle. I turn a lot of, you know, but that's like the emerging because you have a higher right side than left side on the hand, on the cup there. Then you got this move further to the upside. Previous support is resistance to bounce. Take you further up somewhere to $12. I'm not into this. I'm not a fan of it at all. I think it was kind of, I don't know what happened. There was some controversy over it, but it does look with the Stokes pulling out, and then you would go to your 4-hour time frame. They're a little overbought, in my humble opinion. So it looks like you may want to come back down, and you may be testing this level, this point of control again. Yeah. So that, I hope I gave you some insight. I hope I gave you some insight. You can figure out there a little more on your own. And then if you look at the moving averages, you know, they're getting pretty tight. But you want to stay above a 200 SMA on the 1-hour time frame. So there you have it. If you can stay above the 200 SMA, you're good. If you lose the 200 SMA, you're likely in the point of control, possibly coming back down to 543. You stay above this yellow line, you have a chance for a move to the upside, my friend. Yeah. Just want to say it's pretty entertaining. Thank you. God bless you, brother. Can you look at Phantom? Thank you. 333-777. Let's take a look at Phantom. We got to get to Bitcoin. We got to get into Bitcoin. I was just doing a quick little something there. So Phantom was hot. We had the nice move, 6%, came back down. It's going to follow Bitcoin pretty much in a bit of a nutshell, right? Now, right now, I'm not seeing amazing swing trades. Everyone's still watching Bitcoin, and we're going to break down Bitcoin right now and kind of understand the environment of the area. If Bitcoin's sketch or looks like we go sideways, we may not trade that much today. If Bitcoin looks better or going to bump, we may trade, you know. Whatever Bitcoin does is what I'm looking at. Now, there's going to be different altcoins that are going to kind of get on our radar that we definitely want to pay attention to. But for the most part, it's the Bitcoin show. I want you to understand that. Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. Wormhole up a little bit on the 1 hour. BitTensor getting a lot of news here, booming up 16% with getting added to Binance. I told my team about it. BitTensor getting a huge move. I love it. It was just like in the 500s. It got boomed up to 700. I tell you what, why do I hold BitTensor? Why do I like it? Also, we've given it a Pendle call. Pendle continues to moon. Helium, and then everything else kind of following suit. A little bit of KuCoin share, some SEI, and Solana staying above 170 after getting slammed down a little bit yesterday at 166, and they're really like shrugging off the Bitcoin dump this morning too as well. So you like to see that. Like to see that. Let's take a look at BitTensor. Why do I own BitTensor? Well, the max supply is 21 million. I mean, it's like Bitcoin. I like EGLD because the max supply is 10 million. I like Quant because it is a small supply. I like coins with a small supply. So I own BitTensor and I own EGLD. Look at EGLD. Some people don't know this. Max supply, 31 million. And the total supply, most of it is already out. 85% of the supply, EGLD, Multiverse X. They need to do a better job marketing lately, though. They haven't really come out with any kind of buzz. You know what I mean? They're kind of just sitting on their name, and you got to get your name out there. You got to keep it moving. All right, BookMap. Link in the description of BookMap. Jump on in today. I do get a commission if you sign up to BookMap. I greatly appreciate it. And if you look deeply here, you can see that there's liquidity below us all the way to 69,000, 68.90, suggesting that we might go lower today. This is just an API collecting how many order books, orders are on the order book, and then displaying market data in a proper, amazing way. $80,000 program, really, you know what I mean? Like, in all, it's an amazing program, seriously. 69,800 for Bitcoin. We do have a little more liquidity coming in, but for the most part, we see big red down at 69,000. A lot of times these orders get filled. The biggest orders tend to get filled. That's how we look at BOOKMAP. That's how we use it. If you were about to long and you saw red, it would tell you you're likely probably going to lose the long. Now, it doesn't matter. I've seen red here and I've longed and I've still made the trade. However, it's rare. Most of the time, this is going to show you exactly what's happening. All right. Good morning, and thank you for your insight in Base Network. The 99 is enjoying gains from TOBY airdrop with 57%. Could you do a quick TA for TOBY? Thank you so much for saying. After all the quant talk back in the October, now it's funny. I don't really like quant, honestly. I would never trade it. I didn't say I would hold the coin. I said I like that it has a circulating supply. You know what I mean? I could like the way somebody wears their shoes, and you know, I'm confused, but quants, I like the project. It's a beautiful thing. There's two people in me. There's the nerd that loves to deep dive, and there's the guy that likes to make gains. The guy that likes to make gains does not like quant at all. The guy that likes to do a deep dive and likes the, you know, the fundamentals loves quant. So, you know what I mean? And so you got to remember, there's two guys inside of me right now. There's the, you know, the nerd who likes to pick apart the project and break it down, and there's the guy that wants to make a buck, man. And we all have a little bit of those people inside of us, don't we? I mean, we're all a little bit of both of those people. Some of you just want to make a buck. I do love the research. I truly love the research. Like, I'm in love with the research. I'm a researcher at heart. If I can research, I'm happy. I always want to be deep diving something, finding out something new. That's why we do the show. Every day we find something new together. We have an absolute blast. It's amazing. All right. So this was the trade last night that we got the beautiful move to the upside to. And we even hit the target, 71,179 out of this little flag. And when you got above the 1 minute 200 SMA, that was your indication. This morning, we lost the 200 SMA once and twice, bounced around, a little bit of bullish divergence. We're going to break all this down for you. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to show you what's happening. If I didn't get to your super chat, I will. My team writes them down. We have a collection of them, and we take a look at all of them, all right? We just spent a good amount of time on Bitcoin to break down what's happening for the day because it changes every day, and we're always on the move, always on the call, always on the lookout. Shout out to 61,000 subscribers and counting. You people are absolutely amazing. I can't believe you did that for me. 61,000 subscribers. I remember when I had 3 people watching me. Just 3 people over here. And shout out to you for being here and believing in yourself. If you're here, it means you believe in yourself because you're learning. And if you're learning, it means you think good things are coming. If you think good things are coming, they are because you're in control of what the good things that are coming. If you believe you're the opportunity, then you are. Isn't it that simple? All right? The race car driver that believes he can win wins. The guy who thinks he can lose usually does. All right? You are the excuse you make for yourself or the powerful move that you make. You're the victim or the hero of your movie. Do you want to cry out loud or you want to push yourself to the limit? All right? My mother and father died this year. There's a little, right below me there, see that? There's a little dove for their names. And I didn't take a day off. I could have cried my eyes out and stayed depressed. I got sad. Things happened, but I believe they were great people. They went back to God, and my belief in God was only strengthened through the death of my parents. It only brought me closer to God. It didn't make me, I didn't never said any negative things. I didn't, I took it in stride, and it is what it is, baby. It is what it is. Shout out to everyone else. You may have gone through something horrible this year. You may have lost a loved one in the last 10 to 5 years. Heck, it could have been 20 years ago. The loss of a mother is never the same. The loss of a father. So look, there's a chance we're making this upward trending bull flag that I've talked about before with a target at about $106,000 by June 3rd. Not saying that's happening for sure, but it's just something. All right. Okay, so here, hey man. So now you see this move to the upside here at 106,000. All right. I'm not saying we're going there. I'm just showing you. I've seen that. I've seen an upward trending flag break out in my life. I've seen it hundreds of times in my life on many different assets. So here's the deal. All I want for Christmas is all I want at the end of the week is to close this weekly candle above support at 69,000. That's it. If we close a candle below that, like we were going to there, we're going to probably head down to 67,200. And then we're going to be testing 65,005. And then I also pull a fib for the worst case scenario, in my humble opinion. To me, this is the worst case scenario. Unless we get a black swan and the whole world goes down the tubes, which anything, that could be the even worst case scenario. but we would pull somewhere back to the 618 golden pocket. This would be beautifully healthy. Like this, you know, as scary and as shocking as this would be for a lot of people, it would be a Sammy Cup and handy. It would make a massive handle. It would let us pull back and reset the fibs, reset the 21. We would come to the 21-day moving average on the 5. We might even tap the 50. We'd get a lot of weak hands to run out of the market. We'd get great prices for Bitcoin again. Like, this would actually be the greatest thing for most of us. We could double our bags back where we bought them, you know, a few 4 months back, and they'd probably, you know. And so I'm not telling you this is happening either. I just want you to understand that this is a possibility for Bitcoin. And the level I see there is about $52,000. I'm still not sold that we won't go there. But at the same time, I'm a trader that knows nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. All I know is what I see today. I take today at face value. I live in the present moment. Right now, I'm in the present moment. I can't be, you know, worrying about my kid at school. I love her. I hope she's doing well, but I can't be worrying about everything, right? I need to be focused on the movement right now. You know, I got my protection. I'm ready to go. Just in case you didn't know. Hey, but the whole point is, I'm ready for anything. I live in the present, and that's the only way you can be. Think about it. I work every single day of the week, 7 days a week. If I actually sat down and thought about my next 30 days and said, I don't have a day off for 30 days straight, I'm going to be like, I would probably get overwhelmed, wouldn't I? So how do I stop from getting overwhelmed? I don't meld into the future too much. I plan on the future, but I don't meld it. I don't like sit in it and freak out. And I don't sit in the past. You know, say I made a mistake on the live, say I did something, say I lost a trade, something happened. I don't sit and melt and just like dwell on that. You know what I mean? I move into the present moment in time. I'm telling you right now, if you're having anxiety, you're having problems becoming a profitable trader, you're having problems just being successful in life, which is you're putting yourself down, negative self-talk, right? You're struggling with your self-confidence. Number one, most reasons why people aren't going where they want to go in life is self-confidence. Lack of self-confidence really boils down to basically the basis point to everything in life. You have strong self-confidence, you're going to be able to take trading on and do well as a trader. But if you lack self-confidence, every single time you lose, you'll beat yourself up. You'll have negative self-talk, and you'll have a really problem trading. Your mentality is 80% of trading. It takes about 3 to 4 years. I say it takes 4 good years to understand technical analysis because you need to see it. You need to see your divergence. I can teach it to you. You'll know your divergences. You'll know your fibs in a couple months. It takes 3 to 4 months to know technical analysis. It takes 3 to 4 years to wisdomize it. And I'm creating a new word, wisdomize, because it's like more than learning. You gotta experience through learning, which is getting the wisdom. So you gotta get that wisdomize. You know, you gotta wisdomize. Back to 70K for Bitcoin. 70K. Hey. No, I'm just. So anyway, and you're like, this guy is a preacher. I am, because if I teach you all this technical analysis, but you lack self-confidence, what's gonna happen? You're probably gonna get wrecked. Okay. So anyway, nice short squeeze happening for Bitcoin, and I might have been able to see this happening. Let's take a look at the 1 minute. My signal is about to flash. We may be jumping back above the 200 SMA, but you know what? I know I could run and make gains right now. I'm going to just take a chill. We're going to do the right thing. We're going to be patient. We're going to let the next trade come to us. We do not have to chase. When you're chasing, it's exactly what you're doing. You're chasing. And when you're chasing, you're not in full control, period. I don't care what you think. All right? So the 4-day chart has been funny to me. Been very interesting. When you look at the 4-day, you are in a bull pennant, period. Splat, right? And you know the 21 isn't too far away too from price action. And you could say just the length of this pole, and that conservatively puts you here at about 92,140 for Bitcoin. That's a bull pennant, is it not? Is that not a bull pennant on the 4-day chart? All right. You guys can tell me whatever you want. Yeah. So this is a bull pennant to me, period. All right. Oh, I just got deja vu again, like I've been here before. 70,080. I guess I have. Hey, Lois, I think I'm going to go to bed. Hey, Chris, go to your room. So look, let's go to the 3-day chart here. The 3-day chart is starting to get somewhat bearish on me. I don't understand what it's doing. To me, the 3-day chart was almost in a descending triangle, but it was in this flag. It broke out, faked out back inside the pattern, broke back out of the pattern, and now we'd like to see this flip bullish. It closes in 9 hours, though. So we'll see what happens right now, but it is somewhat of a bullish candle with this big wick to the upside. And that brings us back to the daily time frame. And you're back, how do the patterns change on different time frames? Because the candles close at different times. What would be a wick on a 4 or 5 hour might be candles on the daily. And then you're like, well, Lifer, then how do you know what to trade? Well, you trade the daily time frame is really my go-to. It's really my go-to time frame. That just disappeared, and I didn't disappear it. That was a bit old. It was a bit old just now. My trend line dissipated. So, again, we take the length of the pole. I take the wick to the wick with precision. All right? I used to just do other things, but I found that is really the move. The algorithmic move is wick to wick. That's what I've been seeing for a long time. Okay. People really doubt everything but you know what? They never succeed with that mentality. Shout out to my man, Jay. We love you, brother. You got to stay around positive people that think positively. The second I notice someone being super negative and I try to help them as much as I can. And once I notice I can't help them, I move on. I move on from negative people and negative situations immediately. As soon as someone is making things negative for me, I move on immediately. Just not worth it for me. Like, say something happens and someone brings it up 2 days later for no reason. It's just negative, right? MoveOn.com. So, like, I always move on from situations. That's how I was able to push every single day here on the channel and recreate myself every single day. You got to recreate yourself every single day of this world. My mom died. The next day, I had to recreate myself, right? Pick myself up from the bootstraps just like you did when your mom died. I'm sure someone in here, mother has passed away. I'm talking to you. And I love you, and I apologize everything that you've been through. All right? All right. So here, let's get focused and let's get busy here. All right? And thank you so much, Ernest Lee, for the gifted memberships. We appreciate it. All right, so $94,000 here, all right, is my target for the daily chart. Moving averages are getting a little far apart, but they're still an okay. The daily stochastic is made a bearish turn, all right? Let's take a look at our daily candle, which is a bearish candle for today so far, if it closes as such. Yesterday, let's take a look. We opened at 69,146. The high was 71,172. The low was 67,500, and the candle would close at 70,631, up $1,400 on the day yesterday. So yesterday was a big day for Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Ended up closing pretty nicely, and we ended up taking advantage of the move. All right. Thank you so much for the super chats. We appreciate you. And thank you so much for gifting your memberships, everyone. I'm going to be doing. I gotta do a members live stream today. I really got to do one. So I'm going to do one. All right, so bitty Bitcoin. Overbought on the daily time frame on those stochastics. Not my favorite. They would have to flip bullish, but I like what I'm seeing on the 8-hour and the 12-hour time frame. They're starting to bend. We're staying inside of the pattern. We range bound. That wick back to the upside was strong, and so it's just right now we're just seeing signs of sideways price action for Bitcoin. You can almost say there was a fake out breakout. Let's take a look at the 8-hour. The 8-hour has been my go-to time frame. It's really been beautiful the way to see what's happening here on the 8-hour. So I see tight moving averages with the 200 coming up. Very bullish sign for me, right? Tells me there's likely going to be a move to the upside in some way, shape, or form. All right. Can you take a look at JASMY? Looks like it might finally be ready to break out. We'll take a look at JASMY. All right. So moving forward, we got these very tight moving averages, 73,600, 68,980, and 65,100. Key areas that we want to pay attention to for Bitcoin, right? And again, as long as we stay above 69K, I'm good. And as long as we really stay above 65.5 and 67.2, remember the weekly supports are also going to be key levels for me. So look at the 8-hour. Many times when the whole market's trading some other random time frame or everyone's getting fear, I trade these low stochastics in the 8-hour. Right there, low stochastics in the 8-hour are provided to be a huge move. Here, low stochastics on the 8-hour provided to be a nice move. And here, low stochastics provided to be a nice move. And now we're getting a surge, and we did get a surge in more sideways price action. And it's showing signs of, the bearish of MACD momentum. We got the RSI showing me some movement, and I just like what I'm seeing here. Again, I'll be watching it every day, every 5 hours. What will happen bearishly, we'll lose the 4-hour 200, then we'll come down, and then we'll start to drop. And I'll be able to call a short there, likely, based on the 1 minute losing the 200 and other time frames, and then we will short the market. So if this doesn't play out and we dump, trust me, I'll be one of the first people to understand how to do it, how to play it, and when it happens. That's my trading style, so sensitive to these movements, and it's able to tell me when things are going to happen. And it's like very, very accurate. Within 80 to 90% accuracy, it can say, hey, you're going to likely pull back, or you're going to it even can tell me when we're likely going to go sideways based on where the 21 is on like the 1 hour or the 4 hour time frame. We'll look at the 4 hour, and let's take a look at our stochastics in the 4 hour. Looks like they may be kind of turning somewhat bearish too as well. They got a bearish cross right there. They could flip at any time. I mean, it's sensitive, but right now that's not, it could be the beginning. It's not definitely what you want to be seeing. And it suggests that we do just come down to the bottom of the pattern today on this 4 hour time frame, get a little pullback, and snuggle up to 68,000 possibilities. Let's take a look at the 1 hour though. All day, the 1 hour was supposed to dump. We got overbought on the 1 hour last night, and we were sitting here. Not much of a dump, really, if you think about it, for Bitcoin. And so honestly, I've got this smaller ascending triangle beginning to form here, which is getting tight, very tight. And you almost got a shoulder, kind of a wacky head and shoulder there that could break us to the upside. Something interesting to think about. And you can see we're getting tighter inside of this zone. All right. Shout out to Decrypted.tax, making people members. I was pissed yesterday. I missed out on a crazy swing in a position I had because I was at work. Glad I only had 5 days of work left. Then I'm gone. Don't be pissed. Be grateful for everything. There was someone that wished they had a job and you had one. All right. There was someone that passed away yesterday and we didn't. We're still alive, right? So we always have something to be absolutely grateful for every single moment of our lives. We got to switch our mind to constant gratitude. You didn't miss anything. You actually were smart enough to know something was happening, and then today you're going to execute on maybe something else. So to me, you missed nothing. You were actually in the beautiful spot exactly where you needed to be. And there was no reason to be pissed at all. Everything was great. And we want to twist all of that around and always be happy. Always look at things in the bigger picture. Always look at the bright side of life. If we beat ourselves, I have this new saying, and I know it's crazy. You're going to die soon. Have fun. Death is coming. Have fun. And I know that's creepy and morbid, but watching my parents pass again, it's a fact that we're all gonna pass away. And I'm 41 years old, everybody. My life has gone by pretty fast. I was just 27 years old. I'm now 41. Like, boom, dude. And that means I'm gonna be 80 not too long. I can remember being 25 years old, 21 years old, 18, 19 years old, and being like, what's gonna happen to me in my life when I'm 40? I used to dream about when I was this age and what I would look like. I used to look in the mirror and be like, I think I'm gonna be a handsome 40-year-old, I always try to put on moisturizer and conceptualize myself looking younger. I always project myself into youth, working out, running around, getting a tan. You know what I mean? I believe if we project youth on ourselves, we'll look youthful. I think we have a way to create our own image. We're gonna get old no matter what. But I've been reincarnated a few times. You're still 24 and 24 every year before 41, Sam. I turned 41 yesterday, or 2 days ago now. And today was my mother's father's birthday, I remember. He was born April 11th. So he's like, all right, what moisturizer? I mean, I use Tree of Life. Tree of Life, I think, is the least expensive and works really the best, but you do whatever makes you happy. So I see this kind of wedge going on. Whenever I'm above a 200 SMA, I'm excited. Whenever the moving averages are tight, I get excited. And whenever the stochastics are low, I get excited for a possible move to the upside. 4 hour also, though, is kind of really suggesting the bottom of the pattern. It could end up pinning the 1 hour to the downside. Let's take a look at our smaller time frames and see what's happening. They're converging on moving averages. The 21's crossing with this curvature. Whenever I see they're curving, it's not the best sign, in my humble opinion. We also had PPI data. We're going to break that down. It's producer price index, which I think has a little more weight than CPI. All right. But the final demand rose 2% in March. Seasonally adjusted to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported, finally demand prices moved up 6% in February and 4% in January. And on an adjusted basis, the index for final demand increased 2.1% for the 12 months ending in March, the largest advance since raising 2.3 for 12 months. All right. So, I mean, to me, that's somewhat bullish news. You know what I mean? So, change in final demand, less foods, energy, and trade from 12 months ago. All right. A major factor in March increases prices for final demand services was index for securities, brokerage, dealing, investment advice, and related services, which rose 3.1%. So people want to learn how to invest. The dollar is, everyone knows about the word. In 2010, I used to talk about inflation like this, and nobody did. I was the only guy. Inflation is coming. Inflation is coming. Nobody else was really talking about inflation, right? They just weren't. Why was I talking about inflation? This is really interesting, but I give a lot of respect to Peter Schiff. And I know you guys probably just like, man, not now. Now I think he's just being a troll. But look, I just want to always show you this, guys, to remind yourself. Look, Peruvian dollar, $100,000 bill. The German $1 billion mark. The Zimbabwe $1 trillion dollar, right? Look at the $10,000 Bolivian peso. The Yugoslavian, and you'd say, why? Why are we having a $10 million bill, a $5 million lira? Because what happens is there's a million, let's start small. There's $1,000 in circulation. And each dollar is very valuable because there's only 1,000. So a dollar bill is worth a lot. You can go into a store and buy, let's say, what you would think $100 with a dollar now. Like just in your mind, in this hypothesis. But then they double the money supply and they print out another $1,000. And so now there's $2,000 in supply. So now your $1 is 2,000. And now it can buy half of what it used to. They do it again and again and again. And eventually you'd have to carry, let's say, hundreds of dollars in your pocket, $300. So they make a $100 bill. You get it? As they continue to print money, they have to raise the dollar bill value because there's too much money. And people can't just, eventually it's in wheelbarrows. Right now in Venezuela, I believe it's more advantageous to burn the money than to use it. Because you can get, like if you have to go buy wood or something to burn, it would cost more than the money. So burning the money is better than actually, and don't quote me on that, but I believe it's true. So understand these concepts every single day here with me, and you will have a blast. I'm not here just to go over altcoins, have fun, make us 100Xs, and find all the awesome sauce. I'm also here to teach you what's happening in the real world on a bigger scale. So you're an educated individual that can hang with the big boys, talk with the economist, understand what's happening, M2 money supply, liquidity, what's happening what's the 10-year yield curve and why it matters. All right? Why are people jumping out of bonds? Why would you want to buy a bond? Why do you buy government debt? What happens when government debt is better in the short term than the long term? That's when the yield curve is inverted. You don't want to see that, but again, then we had inverted yield curves at times when it was unprecedented. It's been a very strange economic time because we've never had this much money in the supply, yet the economy still needs to go. So we could have a raging economy because the economy can always get a boost, right? So we can get a boost in an economy, and then there could also be, and then there could be major inflation, and then the major inflation could hide the boost in the economy. You see what I mean? Like, let's just say there was a cyclical boost, but you continue to print money. Every 4 years, we had the same boost but you continue to print money. The money printing will affect the economy. We still have the cyclical boost, but it wouldn't look the same due to the money printing. And so that's why we're in unprecedented times. I want you to understand kind of why risk on assets have little more going for them than they used to, and why Bitcoin is highly more likely to take the stage. Peter Schiff got me into buying gold and silver, which got me out of the dollar. He was the first person that told me to get out of the dollar and teach me about, I knew about inflation. I was watching another documentary, but he doubled the idea that I had. All right. And CryptoGuard.ai, nice place to kind of, an AI-powered security extension that offers collaborative anti-fraud phishing, site blocker, and real-time scans. CryptoGuard looks like it comes with ChainGPT. It's got the same logo as ChainGPT, which is kind of interesting. But maybe they're just kind of vibing off the logo there. You could download this for Chrome, and you could use it to try to, keep yourself from getting into honeypots, rug pulls, and all sorts of craziness. All right, block phishing sites, risk score for contracts, block malware, smart contracts, and more. May keep yourself from getting, rug pulled, or you never know. So go to CryptoGuard.ai. I've never spoken to them. This is not a sponsored video. My team just found it, and we think it's awesome. CryptoGuard.ai. Do your own research. Find out what's more about CryptoGuard. I just learned about them today, so we're going to have to marinate on this information and see how much it makes sense to us. But I like what I'm seeing off the bat. Site looks great. And I'm excited to implement it into my browser. Okay, so Bitcoin. Inside of what looks to me in some type of symmetrical triangle. These tend to break to the downside 90% of the time. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up here at the bottom of the pattern. Some sideways low volume price action today, already on a Thursday. It's feeling like 2 p.m. on a Thursday, and it's only 11 o'clock. You know what I mean? The whole week really gets messed up. Whenever you have whenever you have CPI in the middle of the week, it takes another week to really get back to basics. Now, are they going to raise rates or are they going to cut rates? That's what people are freaking out. You always want to check the CME watch tool. Don't be a tool, but check the tool. All right? Hey, stop being a tool over there at Boston's Tools. Hey, 52.55, right? And that's where we sit at 52.55, right? So the current is 52.550. Everyone's saying, hey, we're not going to get a rate cut. There's a 2%, but we're not also going to get a rate hike. The hikes look done. I think we should be bullish enough for the hikes getting done. All right? And then you want to go to Forex Factory. Take a look at your red folders too as well. Red folder days. Yep. Monetary policy statement, core PPI at 8:30, and unemployment claims. You know what I mean? We have ECB press conference and the 30-year bond auction. All right. So just things that are going to be affecting the market a little bit there too as well. All right. But we've gotten over most of them. So we should start to kind of shrug off the PPI and begin to get a move here. Let me get off that chart. I apologize for that. And I'll finish Phantom when I'm done with Bitcoin. I just got to finish. All your coins are going to be affected by Bitcoin. So I love your super chats, and they're going to get answered. Usually takes me till about 11 o'clock till I finish Bitcoin every day. It's just how it is. With a little bit of banter, some fun, and some news. And we did throw some super chats already your way. So Grayscale sold more than 260 million today. There you go. Much love. Sam found an interesting AI project called Neural. 10 million market cap. Not yet listed on an exchange. Worth a look. Thank you for saying that. Neural, he said. Let's take a look. And here's a new coin on the channel. Every day you're going to find out multiple new coins constantly. If it's not one, if it's another. Neural. Neural. Neural AI, right? Is this it? Neural here? Neural AI. Yeah. $10 million market cap. Ethereum. Let's take a look at their Twitter. I'm bullish on Neural. Found this gem about 2 weeks ago. Very excited that I bought low market cap. Lots of room to grow. Of course, you're going to show your own shill. 3,000 followers on Twitter. April 5th, they got a pinned tweet. 2 hours ago, Tao's Binance listing a giant leap for Neural and AI. They like pushing that, so they're just jumping on the bandwagon. Now available in CoinMarketCap. Those gains with the rest of your portfolio. I can see hovering around 10 million. Let's go up. Boom, boom, boom. Rocky Balboa, this guy over there. Hey, follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. Precariously, hit that follow button. I'm getting more views than ever. But it's hard to get that follow button back up to 27,000. Conspiracy? I don't know what's happening, but I'm getting more views than I've ever gotten in my life. But when I got less views, I used to get more followers. So you do the math. I don't know how that makes any sense. When I had 18,000 followers, I was able to get, But anyway, just hit me up, follow me, and let's get it going here on Twitter. Make yourself, I noticed not everyone makes a Twitter account. Yesterday the Celtics was the first game in history that they never got one foul shot. It's kind of weird, right? I love what Tatum said. He goes, another day in the NBA, just like, what are you like? I've seen him get calls or not get calls. It's just like, it's pretty weird, right? Anyway, I thought that was strange. So we're in a bit of a weird channeled flag. We're testing the 200 SMA. Kind of looks like a Bart Simpson head that wants to break down, right? And we're curving. Let's take a look at our 7-minute time frame. 7-minute may give us some love here. We're curving on the stochastics. We got a bullish div. So look at the bullish divergence on the 7. And I'll double click here. And you got this beautiful uptrend on the RSI. While you got this downtrend on price action in the 7-minute time frame. Very interesting. You got to get back above the 200 SMA to remain bullish. Super important that we do that. All right. Very, very important, actually. That's like something that we desperately want to have. And this is kind of cup and handle-esque as well. Resistance at 71,000 for Bitcoin. Back above this kind of chopped king head here, which was kind of a nice pattern that lost the sauce. Let's get down to our 1-minute time frame. And, if the 1 minute can get back above the 200, that could be fireworks. This kind of looks like a shoulder, a head. Kind of looks like a complex head and shoulder. Look, like Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. That could break you to the downside. Looks like a monster head and shoulder, like from the book The Monsters, but, you know, it's got the little ears, the little monster ears, right? Doesn't it, though? Like, if I were to draw, like, you know, one of those curly Q noses, little eyeball there, right? Little dots, little smile. And we got ourselves a little monster there, don't we? I'm just messing with you guys, but I don't know, I'm crazy, right? But there you go, man. That's the artist in me. Always trying to draw, be creative. So anyway, my mom was a painter. She was a beautiful painter too. She painted wonderful scenes, the beach, the ocean. My first apartment, I asked her to do a painting. She did it for me. She never said no to me, man. My mom was the best, man. God bless you, Irene. I love you more than you would ever know. Cookie Monster pattern, we'll call it. And so a heavy resistance at 71,080. We just tapped it recently. Couldn't get back above it. So. Bob Ross in it. Yeah, you know how we do. You know how we do. Yeah. Don't tell anyone that you're leaving the stream. Just leave silently. Don't announce that you're leaving the stream. All right? We like that you got to go hit the gym, but when you tell other people you're leaving, you know what I mean? So just kind of slowly back away. Go on your way. We appreciate it. But you don't have to announce you're leaving. Okay? Tell people you're staying. I'd be like, I'm hitting the gym, but I'm listening on my headphones. You know what I mean? Make it hard, bro. Nah, but we love you, man. Enjoy the gym. Don't strain yourself. Watch the decline bench. I'm telling you right now. Watch the decline and just watch the decline bench press. I hurt my shoulders doing that thing. I still, to this day, have like weird pain in my shoulders that I don't even know how. 10 years, you know. At the gym and hearing you, I like that guy. See that guy? He gets points. Yeah. I can only do cardio while listening to I like this guy. Shout out to John Phoney. John Ploney, we love you. Shout out. All right. Shout out to John Ploney, my man. All right, so bounce into the upside here. You guys sweat ATR, man. We made massive gains on ATR. I just put in what I was willing to lose after making $24,000. We moved on from that coin, man. That thing blasted from 26. Look back on it in 6 months from now and see if it can make the RWA move. That's how I look at it. 130-pound deadlifting, 365 for 3, baby. Yeah. Imagine if Sam did the same. Don't say he's leaving. Just leave the stream. Good times, man. I think there'll be no rally for altcoins. Only Bitcoin and ETH will rally this cycle. That's funny. Hey, lover, just thinking, you know I should be on the stream for about 20 more minutes. You're funny, man. At the gym listening. A lot of people are listening. Your back is weak doing deadlifts. Go hit the hyper extensions and get that lower back strong. I love it. I love it. Hey, and a stand-up desk will help your legs too. All right. So remember, the bigger picture is we're likely going to fall down to the bottom of the pattern. Somewhere at 67,700. That's likely for me. But the 7 minutes suggesting we could get a little pump and we might even stay sideways. So it's most likely we get a shoulder, and that could be a long. But that looks like it's going to take a little bit. We're going to move to the downside. This is kind of what I see happening today. One of these two areas. And right now, the 7 minutes suggests we get a move to the upside. So let's wait out the 7 minute stochastics. They're pointing out with some bullish div. There's some strong bullish divergence, like we discussed here. Swing down to swing down. Swing up on the RSI. MACD tends to want to turn. We could get ourselves a bit of a move here for Bitcoin. All right. What else are we talking about? That's just that announcer thing. You have to do it. You have to be like, and we can get a move here for Bitcoin. And again, we're talking about Bitcoin. And what do we need today to discuss? The fundamentals of Bitcoin. And make sure the keywords are hitting cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, ETF. You know, we have some FUD today too. And, you know, there's always going to be some FUD. You know, the SEC going after Uniswap, all right? And that's kind of hit the highways yesterday, right? They got a Wells notice. Usually that doesn't mean you're getting sued immediately, but it's the beginning of what likely will ensue. A sue will ensue. Suing me. Suey app. Don't sue me. DeFi exchange Uniswap receives enforcement notice from the SEC. Uniswap CEO Hayden Adams took to X on Wednesday to say that the exchange is ready to fight after receiving notice that the regulator is planning an enforcement action. Decentralized crypto exchange Uniswap received a notice from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission that it intends to pursue an enforcement action, the company disclosed on Wednesday. Uniswap's native token Uni dropped 9.5% immediately after the news. Uniswap CEO Hayden Adams announced the receipt of the so-called Wells notice on X, saying he wasn't surprised, just annoyed, disappointed, and ready to fight. Wells notices are preliminary warnings that inform respondents of the charges the regulator is considering bringing against them. They usually lead to enforcement actions. He said he believes that Uniswap does not meet the SEC's current definition of an exchange. He also pointed to a recent ruling that the SEC's case against Coinbase, in which a judge said that the Coinbase wallet was not a broker, a good sign for Uniswap's ability to beat the SEC on the same charges. We use Uniswap by ourselves. It's an automated market maker. Another cool thing is if Uniswap, the holding company did get dismantled, or they had to go after them, or they suffered, Uniswap lives on. They could take down the website Uniswap, okay? But it's a protocol on the back end. Anyone could just slap up a new HTML and we could swap again, and they would show up every single day. I could make one. You can actually even use Uniswap on the back end protocol without even really truly using the site. It's an automated market maker that it can't be stopped. See, that's what they don't realize. They can't enforce it's an enigma right now. They are really pulling at straws. They don't know what to do. Uniswap argued the SEC had no authority from Congress to oversee the crypto markets, citing SEC Chairman Gary Gensler's past testimony before Congress that a new law would need to be passed to give the agency necessary powers to effectively regulate the industry. Though Gary Gensler has since argued that the existing securities laws are sufficient for the regulator, but he said ETH was a security, then it wasn't. Is it? I mean, it's not even that. If they are securities, then Bitcoin is property, right? I mean, there's just so much nonsense going on lately. So, and back to maybe that 1 minute Cookie Monster head and shoulder pattern. It just doesn't look good. And whenever you're below the 200 SMA, you could get this move to the downside. Look at that. That was a shoulder head and a right shoulder too as well. And so, but we are kind of getting a move here. The stochastics say no. We're going to get a nice push back to the upside. And we had a decent bullish div here. Swing up to swing up while that swung down, but did not get us back above local resistance. Where's our local resistance? And let's zoom in here and have some fun so you can really see what's happening. Make these candles as big as my head. Look, looks like an Adam and Eve double top too. Look at that. Look at that. Adam and Eve possible double top to the downside. We could make in the inverted cup and handle that breaks down. Flip that upside down. It's a cup and handle. All right. I'll be honest, with PPI and the market a little sketchy, I'm going to wait a couple hours, and then I know the volume gets low. So Thursday, I don't think I'm going to be touching trading today. I can just already sense that the vibe isn't great. You know what I mean? I'll swing trade. I'll get into in and out. I might add to some bags or something like that. But it doesn't look like I just got to, I'm giving it from a 1 to 10. I'm giving today about, I'd say a 5. And, yesterday was a 6 and a 7, really. Way better day to trade. Just trading environments are better on different days. All right. You can just feel it out. Now, what we want to see is what would entice me would a bounce here, get tight, and start to get back above this 200 SMA. If later on I see the 1 minute above the 200 SMA, this gets tighter into a chain, I may scalp this, right? Somewhere back up to 72.5 or back up to 71.4. So that's something that I'm looking at, all right, for Bitcoin. So I project how I would like to trade it. And if it falls suit into my trading style, I'll take it. If it doesn't, I won't take it. And that's really the key to trading, is knowing when to take your model and when, draw out your model, wait for price action to fill in your model. If it doesn't, you don't have to do it. All right. Rip the juice. Soul is pumping, baby. Let's take a look at Solana, baby. Let's take a look at Solana. And another cool thing about BOOKMAP, right, is look here. We can go down here, and I believe we got some SOL here. Multi-book PEPE. All right? And we can add that and subscribe to some Solana. And we'll have that up and running for you in a split second. And we can see what's happening on the order book for Solana as well. Doesn't do tons of altcoins, but it does the ones that matter. You know what I mean? And that's the idea here. So 174 for Solana. You know, you want to see this turn into some type of double bottom, right? I made a preliminary kind of cup and handy there, but it's not your best. The cup, I don't usually like when the handle and the cup are that close. And it could end up making some type of descending triangle vibes over time. Not my favorite pattern right now, per se. But you are in a falling wedge. Falling wedges do break up 68% of the time. And the 4 hours is going to attempt to get back above its 200 SMA. Being below the 200 is usually not the best sign. It means you could go lower. Once you lose the 4 hour 200 SMA, you have to start looking at the 8 hour 200 SMA. That would send you to 149 for Solana. So we really want to see this double bottom play out. Right now, it is a double bottom. So at the present moment in time, Solana double bottomed off 165. Let's get this move back up to the upside. Let's consolidate. And then if this thing can consolidate, it's going to get ready for its next leg to the upside. Remember, I put 100 grand in Solana at 109. I did it in front of my trading group. I gave a tweet out a couple hours afterwards just to kind of let people know that I did it. So people could hold me accountable on the trade. If it had dumped, everyone would have said, hey, you bought it at a bad time. If it didn't, my TA told me it was going to look like a good look. And so far, it's been okay, right? We were up at one point when we hit 200. 210, we were up basically $100,000. When we are 210, I had made 100 grand on that Solana play. And it took me about 4 weeks to do, right? So I see Solana going to 410. If we can hang out, get this moving average to come on in, you do not want to lose the 8 hour 200 SMA. You want to get back above the 4 hour 200 SMA. These are important milestones and ideas that you want to hold on to, because if we do that, we will get the move to the upside. Bearish scenario for Solana, not too much. I mean, the 3-day chart is resetting, which is pretty nice with the 21 coming. Suggests that we will eventually see higher Solana. It's only a matter of time, in my humble opinion. Even if we got to pull back down to 135, it would just be a beautiful cup and handle like Bitcoin. And so if Bitcoin pulls back, that's a 110 Solana, kind of right back to where we began here. But that would only charge it right back up for possibly a bigger move to the upside. All right. So we've already been on a major run. It compares to the run that Bitcoin went. You know, Solana went from 26 all the way to 259 in the last rally. You know, really started down there, though, at about like $10, $5. It did a 40x more than that, actually, like a 45x. Pretty crazy. And Solana's already gone from like this $12, I believe. I remember seeing it at 10, or not 10, at like 12, 15, 16, all the way up to 210. So, is it possible to check out JASMY? And did anyone get into Tucker? I think Tucker's hilarious. I think this coin's a rug. Just be careful. When I put it into Token Sniffer, it had a bad recommendation. Token Sniffer here. And so what you do is you grab your contract address, throw it into Token Sniffer, hit it, and see what it says. This was flagged due to evidence of a bug or hacker scam. Exploit 72 contains signature of a serial scammer, miscellaneous. So just remember that, all right? Just something to be, tokensniffer.com, all right? And it may be wrong. Sometimes it may, you know what I mean? But it's important to check this stuff out. It's important, all right? So you don't want to get rugged, all right? Last night I saw this coin and it was like $100 million market cap. But look, it doesn't, I like to see a locked next to liquidity here too. All right. Broad. It's broad, it's bread on base, it's bread on ETH, it's bread on this. It's, I'll be honest, is anyone here annoyed with memes? Like, no, I shouldn't say annoyed because I always want to be positive. But are you overloaded to the point where you're just like sometimes you don't even want to look at one anymore because you just can't handle it anymore. It's just, for me, it's too much. It's almost too much. And I got enough memes. I got into the meme game, but to me, it's absolutely, and I'm not saying don't get into memes. I'm just saying it's just insane. All right. It's absolutely insane. I'm done with memes, period. Some people have probably fired off like 215, 16 times and have gone through like 10 or 12 grand and haven't made it a dime, and they keep reading. And these guys on Twitter, I just made a thought, ADHD kids been going hard on making memes. Yeah. You can only hate on memes if you didn't make money off of them. See, I used to say that too. And I made good money. I've made some good money. I didn't make huge money, so I wasn't, but I've made good money on memes. I have. So far, I'm up on a good amount of memes. But there's just so much going on that's a little too much for me in the meme game. It's like bread on base, bread on ETH, bread on this, bread on that. You know, that's kind of annoying to me. Like, one meme should stay on one chain. You know, we have PEPE coin on ordinals. We have PEPE on ordinals. We have PEPE BRC20. We get PEPE on TON, right? We got PEPE on ETH. We got the original PEPE that we all trade. You got PEPE coin that's connected to, you know, based AI. You have base AI. You have based AI. Like, if you're not well versed in this and up till 2 in the morning, like I am every night, you're getting like, there's a high, this is insanity. All right. So I definitely like that there's a voice of reason here. Me, every single day. I would love to have someone like that in a sea of ridiculousness here. All right. So I wouldn't be surprised that we've been at a standstill here for Bitcoin. Really just kind of hanging out, ranging between 69.5 and 70,000 ever since about 9:30 in the morning here. So about an hour and a half of just nonsense. My friend made 42K on Joe Biden. Yeah. It's funny, we knew about Joe Biden when it first came out. Like, if you follow my channel, we found Biden early. Like the day or two when it came out, we went over Joe Biden, right? And that thing mooned to a $500,000 market cap on Sol. And that's the thing, there's probably a Biden on ETH too, right? It just, there's a base Biden now. You know what I mean? It just, to me, that's what I'm not a fan of. Like, a coin should be able to stay on its chain and be Joe Biden. Leave it alone, right? There's Joe Biden on Jupe. In a flag. Anyway, happy Thursday, Sam Lifer. Oh, God bless. Thank you so much. JSO84, we love you. We appreciate you. And we thank you so much for coming on in. What's the matter with Sui today? They have a conference. Ski is getting a lot of traction. Apparently they were out there in Times Square, right? And I see some people in my trading group getting all up into ski mask dog. You guys told me about it not too long ago. I don't see the liquidity. It doesn't have a lock sign there. I guess it doesn't matter, but I mean, for me, I like to see the lock liquidity. It's a bit important to me. Let's send this into Token Sniffer and just take a look at what the contract address says. So this token's flagged due to evidence of a bug or scam. And just saying that, it could be wrong. You know what I mean? It's giving it a low score. Let's put in another known coin and see if you get the same type of thing. Because it may not be able to read base coins. Right? Let's pick her something. Look at this pale. It's just nuts, right? That has lock liquidity. You see it? With a lock sign there. Definitely something you want to pay attention to. Still got to be careful all the time, but you know. So Whiff was a hot one, right? Dog with hood now. It just, it never ends. Dog with blue hat. Dog with hat on Wrap Pulse. You get what I'm saying? This was just, you know, we didn't, last rally, at least we had like the whiff that you were supposed to have. You know what I mean? It's like hard to even find the old whiff. You know what I mean? Dog with heat. Dog with hair. Soul with hat. It just never ends. You get what I'm saying? Let me do Normie on base. Normie for Wrapped ETH on base. Normie on Soul, right? Like, just like let Normie be Normie where it's supposed to be. Seems like it's calling everything a rug pull here. Now, see, Normie didn't come up as shady. You know what I mean? But that other one did. So, this got a high score, you see? A 93 out of 100. Token available, not a honeypot at this time. Right? Circulating supply. Creator wallet contains less than 5%. All holders possess less than 5% of the circulating supply. You know, you can kind of, this is what you want to understand. All right? They got bonk on base now. It just never ends. Anyway, I hope I got you some new insight. Tokensniffer.com. Check it out today. And again, not sponsored or anything. This is just where I go. Yeah, I stay off the... I mean, I get into base, got some exposure, and moved on. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. So, you know, the 1 minute had its chance to kind of boom up here on the stochastics, and it came up and really didn't get back above, you know. So, look, bounce, resistance. We must get back above 69,938 to remain bullish. And I see this shoulder, head, and shoulder, shoulder that we pointed out earlier today on the stream. Rounded tops don't pay the bills. What if we even make, look, an inverted head and inverted cup and handle? Where this would be the cup, this would be the handle, and we would break back down, right? Interesting time. So I'll be honest, I'm getting flat mixed signals and low liquidity. I can pick up on the fact that the volume is flat today and we're not getting much movement. It's almost like people decided to cash it in for the day and just leave the markets somewhat sideways. So again, we're not getting that crazy volatility. It's not like yesterday when I was calling a pump before it happened. 15-minute is suggesting that it could bounce off this 200 SMA. This is important to me. This is suggesting that the 15-minute, boom, right? And then we'll be in here, and then that's going to be most of the day. If this loses, we're coming back down here, and then you want to see if this is most of the day. So I'd be watching the 15-minute 200 SMA like a hawk. As long as we stay above it, we'll likely pump to the upside. The second we close a candle below it, it's going to be a bearish sign for me that we're likely going to drop further down to 68,000. All right. Where is the liquidity? Oh, where is my big red liquidity? Let's take a look here. We have some liquidity down at 69,160, but not anything really hanging out down at 8,000. You don't see a lot of you don't see any whales waiting. Just right there. So we're pretty even. The order book is even, a little scant there at 68,980. But it does suggest there's a little more red down here than up there if we had to go, right? I'll be out of the chat, but setting prosperous vibes. Lifer, thank you, brother. Sol is holding nice with the local high. So that's Bitcoin. I would watch the 200 SMA on the 15-minute time frame, and I would watch it closely. And I'm getting more vibes of a downward price action because he showed you the shoulder, the head, and the shoulders there on the smaller time frame. And the 1 minute didn't give us a break back above its local resistance. Right there, this line right here, right? So you need 69,950, 70K really to remain bullish. Or I would expect a little more downside or sideways price action for Bitcoin. So today it doesn't seem to be the day. It's not amazing. I'm getting mixed signals and flat price action. I still know exactly what to do. I'm not really confused. Price action's pretty spot on. One thing I do see at the corner of my eye that I just saw here, a bit of almost a shoulder, a head, and a bit of a right shoulder. I've seen that wacky head and shoulder play out. And again, at the end of the day, let's get back above 70,123. Let's breach this, and then we'll likely take it. And then, look, that's a small move. That's a pretty small move, So we're starting to get tight inside of range, which lets me I begin to, step back and take a look at what's happening on price action. All right. So now today, you're probably going to see me whip out the future trade and get in because it's just like a surfer. If there was awesome waves, we'd be cutting it up. But we're not going to force ourselves into a flat day of trading, a flat day of surfing. Go all out onto the ocean for no reason. All right. Funny, I did see this thing moving to the upside, but the market cap is so small that it's not really. I'm like, come on, Funny, Ontology Gas getting some love out of nowhere. An old project from back in the day, Ontology Gas. Pretty interesting. Wow, Crown. And I'm going to show you some other coins that are trending later on today that are looking interesting. What do you think about Block? I'm hearing people talk about Block, but it seems to be getting shilled by a lot of the shillers. That's the only thing I've been seeing. A lot of shilling on Block. Is it Block Asset or Block Games? I believe it's Block Games, but I don't know. Now I got Block Browser, $10 million market cap. OKX announced called Block Games. And it's got on MEXC. Let's take a look at Block for a second. Let's go to that altcoin cam. Let's shoot out to the altcoin camera here and break down Block. It did say it was on XC, but I just don't see it there. No data here on CoinX. Oh, wow. So it just came out on KuCoin a lot. So it just kind of came out of nowhere, right? That's probably why we're not able to see it. MEXC might also have it on the markets, right? Shout out to everybody here. If you want to trade and find where the smallest altcoins are that hit the market first, MEXC really does a great job of getting the best coins before everybody else. 0.1% spot maker and taker fees, 0% future maker and taker fee, and 0.2% taker fee. The smallest taker fee of any single exchange in the game. All right. One thing that is happening, right, is they're going to start to do KYC. All right. They see the scrutiny of KuCoin and they're KYCing. You can KYC what's called an RNS ID. Get your one today and you'll be able to KYC there. Now, if you don't want to KYC, the alternative is Blowfin, where the whales are made. All right. So you could jump on into a Blowfin and you get a lot of the same future coins, right? They have access to futures mainly, though. They will be adding more spot pairs, what I've been told. But if you go to markets, they have a lot of futures. All right. They have Zeus, which just came out. They have ENA, which just came out. They have Woo, Degen, Pundu, a lot of the newest things that we just saw. Popcat, Dow, Ray, Venom, like you name it. They got a DYM, Tau, you know what I mean? Tau kind of starting to make a move today too. And so they have access to a lot of the smaller coins just through perp though. If you're a perp guy, all right? So, bang. So that's just your alternative if you don't want to get yours. Because if you get an RSN ID, you do scan your face. It's facial recognition software in a way. So if you're not ready for that, if you don't want to dox yourself, you could get into Blowfin. You just will have a smaller withdrawal. All right, link to Blowfin is in the description if you want to check it out. Jump on in to Blowfin. That's going to be your alternative. All right. MEXC is still, in my opinion, the best exchange in the game, though, with the lowest fees of any other exchange. Right. So you can't beat that. You know, you can't beat that. They're really making it hard for the competition here on MEXC. All right. I'm going to go to spot right now, and I'm just looking here. Sometimes when I can't find a coin, I looked at PDT last night. I just like to see when they first drop, just see what happens. It dropped and went sideways there. I saw a candle starting to get made last night when it first hit the exchange. Okay, what are we looking at right here? We're looking at that new coin that someone just asked me about. And now I drew a blank, right? Early morning status. Block, that's what it was. Let's take a look at Block here. Same thing. It comes on down, sitting at about 33 cents. Hey, it's the hype. I think people are, talking about it. I'm not going to buy any. I just wanted to put it on your radar. And who knows what, you got to do your research. You got to find out if you're into it or not. All right. AERO's my favorite, baby. AERO is the gift that keeps on giving at 184. I still see AERO in this beautiful flag. Does not care. Bitcoin dips. AERO just stays its own. Moving average is getting tight as you continue to pull the 200 into price action. To me, it's only a matter of time. We put our AERO down here at 144, made massive gains at 205. I put our AERO here at 77, made massive gains. And I put our AERO here when I first got in at 37 cents. I've been saying the word AERO all along. If you were in my trading group, when base got hot, I described how base looked just like cake. I got into cake at 60 cents. I wrote it to $44. I was called the Cake Man. I've got a video about cake with over almost 70,000 views that still gets viewed to this day. And people are like, there's the cake guy, right? And so I understood the ecosystem. Why did I become the cake guy? Because Uniswap had high fees. I wanted to do the same thing. I was on Uniswap, so I pivoted to BNB. BNB was quicker, easier, faster, and just a funner experience. I got all my rewards. It all happened the way it was supposed to happen. It was such a better experience. I learned other people would do that, and I was so early to it, thank the Lord. So I knew that I was making a speculative play on a futuristic idea. And boom, I started to accumulate cake at 60 cents, figuring it would take a couple months to get to $3. 3 weeks, I was at $3. Next thing you know, it was out of control. I want to show you this because when you don't understand these concepts, I don't think you realize how fast the market can move. So you want to go back and look at cake. See, I lived through this, so I have all this data and information to show you, not just in technical analysis, but also in the ecosystems and the movement of the ecosystem. So like when I got into cake, it was down here at 60 cents at the beginning of 2021, right? That was on January 13th. I'm buying cake, 60 cents. Just a month later, the thing is 16, 18 cents. And I'm up 36x almost, like, you know what I mean? Like a 30x. It took a little dolphin dip back to 9, but then boom, within 4 months, and really within 5 months, The 60 cents turned into $40. The highest I saw was 44 bucks. I mean, even there, right there, it's about a 70x for cake. 60x, 70x. I mean, we could do the math. 44 divided by 60 cents, right? 48 divided by 60 is 80. You take off the 4, divided by 2. I believe it's, if I were to snipe a 4 off that 2, yeah, it's what is a 79x, I think, right? I don't know. Let's take a look. 44 divided by 0.60, right? 73.333. Of course, 3333333. Right? Everything I do on the 33 to the point of no return. What are the odds of that, right? A 73x for cake. So if you'd followed me, you knew what I was doing, you watched me, there's a chance you 73x. A lot of people maybe not get the 73, but people 20, 30, 40. Even if you got into me, if you never got late at $4, you 10x the money. All right? So bang, 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 everybody, right? Can you look at near protocol? AERO farming is good. Stake and vote your AERO as well. And emissions flow. Very interesting. Amen. And that's why people are getting into AERO too. The staking, that's really having a big effect. All right. So once I understood this, I understood that Aerodrome was the market maker for Coinbase Ventures, and it was likely going to moon. You understand this? All right. And so when I get into a project, it's years of data that I'm using. I'm not just jumping in, right? I'm understanding what I'm doing. I have I have years of data behind it, and it makes sense to me. And I still could be wrong. I'm not perfect. That's what speculation is. You put together as much of the puzzle as you can. This is why I'm in based AI. This is why I really believe based AI is the next big thing. And look, gas optimized base AI brain launch. Are you understanding this? You have to stake PEPE for 3 months. If you unstake, the brains return. You buy PEPE coin in the exchange for brain credits, and you start at 1 PEPE coin for 1 brain credit. If all brains are issued, compromising 80% of the supply, PEPE will be burned. How will PEPE coin not continue to go up in value if based AI starts to make waves? Hand in hand, these coins should go up together as the ecosystem begins to grow. Are you understanding this? Then you need a narrative. Then you need something special. What makes your coin a driver, a mover? It's the first coin ever with forced homomorphic encryption, a huge milestone in the movement of AI. Being able to encrypt data, but yet still provide the data through encryption services. And so we were looking at this here, and it's already kind of starting to make a bit of a move here. PEPE coin is up from when I first put it out at about 648, and it went all the way to about 7. It's up $1 so far. I see it headed to 13 with a $954 million market cap. Now, not going to be confused. Now, there's based AI with a D, and there's base AI with no D. All right? Then there's even based AI. Look, based autistic, that's not what you want. That's not even funny. But base.ai, this is it here for wrapped Ethereum at $10. And I see this. Look in the channel. Look at how the daily wants to push to the upside. Look how we're getting tighter inside of the triangle. Since I put this thing out, it's just been getting tighter and tighter. And there's speculative guys like me that are putting their money where their mouth is when they research. And we're paying attention to where we're going. I've been a futuristic trader, so I can see things before they happen. And again, I'm not always right. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm saying this is how I do it. I envision where things could happen, and I put my money before they get there. I've been correct many times in my life. It's worked out. I've also been wrong. Okay? Sam is giving you so much alpha for free every day on the stream. Imagine what you get for 99 in the trading group. Love you, brother. Love you, man. And everybody likes pushing their coin on me because they know I have a bunch of people watching, and it's one of the biggest live streams in crypto. So if he says it, and I'm sorry, I'm not here to show your TERT, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate it, and maybe it's amazing, but I'm here to educate people and teach them the sauce. All right? I'm not here to show memes. I jump into memes because I'm a speculative investor. Of course, I take advantage of whatever's around me. I'm an opportunist if it's there. All right? So, 15-minute. Just looks like it wants to lose the 200. You see what I mean? And look, we've been this has been even if you got into the short, it's like going down $5 every hour. It's just, People are confusing PEPE coin with PEPE. PEPE coin is the OG from 2016, not the one you see higher on the market cap. PEPE coin is the old OG coin. Exactly. But we also have the original PEPE BRC20. That's what you don't realize. PEPE first came out on the Bitcoin chain before the other PEPE. All right. SWOT AI, should we buy the dip? I don't know. I threw in a SWOT AI and I gave up on it. Yeah. I moved on, man. That was speculative and it didn't play out, in my humble opinion. So that was one that I took a shot on that didn't play out. SWOT AI. I mean, look at the market cap now. That's ridiculous. Looks to me like a rug. Like they didn't do what they said they were going to do. Yeah. It looks amazing. If you looked at it, SWOT AI, but unleashing success of Web3 project using intelligent SWOT analysis. Get started. SWOT extension, but look at this. Page blocked by threat. We detected malicious code on the web and blocked it for your security. We do not recommend using these pages that may harm your device. So look at that. Maybe they're doing something weird. And again, I've seen this before that and they're just being overpowering, but it's good to have on your computer. All right. Protect yourself. Follow me at CryptoLifer33 on Twitter. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to all the beautiful people that have followed me in the past and they continue to do so. We love you. We appreciate you. All right. At one point, you have to make it real. What do you stand for? Retweet if you stand for something and have a backbone. See, I find this weird that we got 18 retweets when I have thousands of followers that I know you all have a backbone. The tweets don't tend to, it's just weird. It's interesting when you do like an analysis on it, right? Anyway, big meme stream though. That got a nice 13,000 views, 160 comments asking about memes. We're going to talk about memes and do a meme stream. Let's take a look at TX20. So it took a rug to the downside. Got slammed. Look at that. I pull it when I'm willing to lose. And if I lose $500 to $600, I move on, right? I don't stress it too much. That's why you don't put what's going to affect you, in my humble opinion. It looked like it was going to hold this inverted head and shoulder yesterday. This is what I looked at. And again, I'm never 100% right, but it wasn't a beautiful inverted head and shoulder. The idea, though, is did it lose the 1 minute 200, right? Once you lost the 1 minute 200, you must start to realize that you're going to the downside. I teach all my students this all the time. So if you're in a swing and you lose the 1 minute 2, you may want to, and again, it could be a fickle sign sometimes, but, then go to the 7. Once you lose the 7 minute, you're likely going further to the downside. All right. It also was pushed by Altcoin Daily. A lot of times I see it. Just pay attention to video, sell, right? So we'll see what happens, but I believe this thing could do numbers over time. Like Orange. Orange came up and down. I'm going to give this thing 2 to 3 months of my time and see where it goes. But this definitely didn't go perfect to my plan. I had it like this. This definitely fell out. So not every setup I put out will be perfect. It's not going to happen like that, right? If it was, I would be a computer, and I'm not a computer. I'm a human being, all right? Just sending love to TERT, man. Thank you, brother. And remember, I put out a video about Caspa. Why I believe Caspa was going to do numbers, and it was looking pretty nice at about 12.5 cents. We talked about it here, and Caspa is one of my biggest holdings. You know that. We don't talk about it as much anymore because it's just stored away, ready for a bigger move here. Caspa, baby, Caspa. So when I look at Caspa and I break it down, I can see that resistance, and about 12.1374. The measured move would take you to 0.219486. All right. And that's 21 cents, right? We got to get back above 15. We did hit almost 15, and we came back down. Watching Bitcoin with the sideways price action for Caspa, all right? But I like this 618 Fibonacci retracement. I like the bigger time frames, the 3-day and the 2-day. They both suggest that we're ready for a bigger move eventually to the upside for Caspa. When you least expect it, amen. Ring AI was a signal in the group. Let's take a look at Ring AI, right? I'm not a signal. I always say that I don't post signals, so you know what I mean? Yeah. We looked up Ring AI. I thought it looked interesting, right? Somewhere, was it March 31st? I think it was even earlier. I personally bought Ring AI. Locked liquidity. You know what I mean? we'll see what happens, man. A lot of these coins are just, you know, in the hype too. So what are your thoughts on Quant Lifer? Maybe it can move crazy if the CBDC narrative, it just, you know, it underperforms. Once a coin underperforms for me, I just kind of like, I just want to move on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, your tax season is coming, and it's coming fast. You have 4 days to get your taxes done at this point, but you can file for an extension professionally if you need. The Crypto.tax. Get your Crypto Lifer special pricing today for 25% off and get a free consultation. You can't get that anywhere else. Get the right forms, the right attitude, and the right information. This is my personal tax attorney, and this person will blow your mind. Shout out to Ernest and his whole team at the Crypto.tax. They are sponsoring the channel for the month for the tax season. So jump on in, get your free consultation, and tell them Sammy sent you. Say, hey, the life has sent me, and get your discount. Get yourself situated. Stop living in fear. Get the education. He'll give you the education. He'll give you the information. And then someone with a degree that knows what they're doing, that has it all put together, is going to be able to do it nice and neat for you on a professional level. So get it done today, baby. Decrypted.tax. Shout out to my man E. Lee in the house. All right. So yeah, this sideways price action is going to be good for good coins. And look at this. I mean, we are just completely sideways. Like, Bitcoin has not moved since I last looked around. All right. TERT on Sol. It's got a $1.5 million market cap. Someone said it's flying. I don't know about flying. All right, I showed you perp. It is what it is. I'm not touching this thing. It may 100x, right? People get so mad when I'm like, I'm not buying this coin. They get like really pissed. Like I have to show their project because I'm alive. It's funny being a YouTuber out here. Look at Belieber. It finally did get a bit of a move here, but tiny market cap. Absolutely tiny. Up 134% though, out of the wedge to the upside. But look, you know, it has locked liquidity. Let's see what Token Sniffer says. Let's see if it gives it a score of any type. Oh yeah, I don't think you can. Yeah, it doesn't do anything on base, right? No results at all. Honeypot checker. Hold on. This one wasn't working. It didn't always give me back information. Having a hard time even getting something back on that. Yeah. Hey, it can't do the Solana chain. The other one might that we had. We'll figure that out. All right. Here I was bitching at bridgebase.org. And you may want to do this because if Base ever comes out with a token, they're probably going to airdrop people that were bridging on Base. So I would even just do 1 or 2 bridges here just to get that address whitelisted so they can see who did it. It may just pay off in an airdrop. You know what I mean? Just something to think about. DESTRA Network was on my radar recently. The beacon of true decentralization, right? Very interesting. DESTRA Network. Deploy now, baby. And let's take a look at the chart here on Dex Tools. I like Dex Screener, but Dex Tools also works. Destra, which is desync. All right. I don't own any of this coin at all. Not even a penny of it. I remember researching it together. We liked what we saw. And see the bull flag coming back. You know, it looks like it's getting ready for a pretty big move further to the upside. I would keep this on the radar. I believe Alex Becker is into this coin. I don't know for sure, though. I could be speaking completely off of just a half memory, so don't quote me on that. But I see this thing doing numbers. Desync. I like the website. I like what it's doing. It's got locked liquidity, solid market cap, 13,000 holders, $1 billion in the circulating supply, volatility at a 0.19, 66.99 on the Dex Screen score. So not too shabby. Let's put Belieber in Dex Screener and see what that's given us, if there's anything new there. Just want to continue to kind of look at these different ideas. All right. Let's look at Dex Screener here. All right. See, no lock liquidity is, to me, already a bit of a red flag. 66 out of 9, though. Community trust, 100. No, yeah. 458 holders, right? And a couple of people could have more than one wallet. So, I don't hold any of these coins, just to be clear, and I would tell you if I did. All right. I like this now. Bitcoin's looking like it's going to get the bounce off of the 15-minute time frame. So, boom. The trade that I would be looking at would be a stop below like 69,138, which is weekly support, which you bounce there, right? And then I'd be looking for a move just to the top of the pattern here. Just a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio to 71,200 for Bitcoin. So if I was going to take any trade, this would be the trade I would be looking at. Look for the 1 minute to defy it. The 7 minute looks interesting too, with a bit of a little more bullish div there, but it's not amazing. All right. But nice little bump for Bitcoin to the upside, but it was really like a $150 move. You don't want to get too excited about these little moves on sideways Thursdays after PPI data, right? You can kind of smell the sideways behavior, but there's a chance we get a nice pump. If I saw anything right now, this is a trade that I would be looking at here for Bitcoin. 3-to-1 risk reward ratio, stop below 69,100, target at 71,002. All right. Let's take a look at Phantom, Toby, JASMY, ATR, XRP, TIA, Andeon, Base, and Uni. Let's take a look at Uni. Uniswap. It did get fudded a little bit. Look, it's so funny how they receive a Wells notice, people just sell it off. People are just really, really like, yo, it's so simple to make money in this market. Do the opposite of what everyone else does. Like buying Uni would probably be a good look right now, in my humble opinion. But again, you got to buy the red candles, you don't sell the news. Uniswap would continue to go up in value over time, even if the entire protocol or the website went away, as I told you before. So it shows how much people are not informed about the market at all. You know what they are informed about? Their emotions and how not to control them. And their emotions just get out of control. It's so crazy. Some weak coffee, babe. Some real weak coffee. It is a chain GPT product. Nice, bro. That thing is sweet. Jamie, you're the man, dude. Shout out to Jamie Zeno. He is the security for Discord. If you need anything, he's watching. If you're playing games, he's watching. If you're using profanity, he's watching. No, but Jamie is keeping it clean and concise. He is my general in command. You know what I mean? He's always there making sure things are going well. And he does so much more, too. Helps organize the staff, help organize my thoughts, helps my wife tremendously. Jamie, we love you. We appreciate you. And I just want to publicly say thank you for everything you do for the brand and for Crypto Lifers, man. Everybody, you should be wishing Jamie. Say thank you to Jamie in the chat, please, today. Because if he's helped you, if you've seen him help someone, the guy really keeps it. He's the glue of that Discord, man, and helps so much things go on and more. I like my coffee made black and strong. Colombian Arabica is the best, baby. So I would draw a fib on Uni, and I would use this FUD. I think there's better coins to accumulate than Uni. It's an older, but I wouldn't be surprised if it made it back to its all-time high. Somewhere, what is it, $40? Yeah, Uni went to 45. It's funny. It just did similar to Cake. You got in, it bottomed here at 60 cents, and you could get in $1 there earlier, and then it went to 4. It's just funny how Uni and Cake were very similar. So AMAs and AERO. So I feel like I found my next Cake with Aerodrome. And so far, it has been moving the way it should be. All right. Zeno has helped me countless times. Look at that. Yeah, that's Jamie is Zeno in the trading group. I think some of you think it's just, Zeno. All right. So let's take a look at Phantom. We'll finish off for Phantom here. And thank you so much for the super chats and the love. We appreciate you all for being here and jumping on in. Bitcoin getting the bump like I said it would here. Let's take a look. And now we just got to breach this. We breach this. We get back in, and I see a pump to my circled area. So I told you, there's the trade here. There's the entry. There's the stop. You're actually in already because the entry was at 69,790. You're already in profits right now if you did take the trade. Again, it's up to you. You have to get the education. It would have to make sense to you. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. If you ever take a one-on-one with me, I'm not going to go over your portfolio, tell you what to buy or sell. I'm a teacher, you're a student. That is our strict relationship, okay? Just want to make that very, very clear, all right? If you want to join the trading group inside the pinned comment section, we have an awesome link for you. Hit it for CryptoLifer.com, hit it for MEXC, and iTrust Capital. Let's talk about why I like iTrust Capital and why they're a sponsor of the channel. Well, iTrust Capital is a place where you can buy and sell cryptocurrency, gold and silver with your IRA. There's tax advantages, low cost, no monthly fee, and you can buy and sell cryptocurrency in gold and silver 24/7. With the ETF, if Bitcoin takes a dump, you can't buy that low price in the ETF. You're going to get priced out during the weekends. This is 24/7. Far much of an advantage to the ETF, in my humble opinion. Also, you can transfer Roth IRAs and IRAs and do all sorts of different stuff. Talk to your CPA today or your financial advisor and let them know about iTrust Capital. You may really want to move some Bitcoin in there long term to see where it goes. Bitcoin is digital gold, in my humble opinion. I don't see it going anywhere for the next 50, 60 years. But again, you could listen to Peter Schiff and sell it all right now because it's going to zero, said Peter on Valuetainment on PDB. Yeah. Right. Little rejection there, too, at the 888. Nothing to write home about. Still wouldn't be surprised if we went more downside or even just kind of up and down sideways for the day. So, not really impressed by price action today at all. I could feel the flatness when we started the live stream. I'll get a little excited if we breach this trend line here and get a move to the upside. Looks like we may. I like that we held the 215. That's a strong signal of a move further to the top of the pennant here. Remember, we looked at this new coin that was trending on Token Metrics yesterday, 1X. Kind of made a head and shoulder there, too. A little bit of weird sideways price action. Reminds me of 1 inch. You know what I mean? Remember 1 inch? 1 inch fell off, man. They really had it like, they were like, at one point, they were like the cool new thing to be a part of, but they really just didn't market well enough. Whatever, man. Still, I think we still 6.5x'd our 1 inch bags, but it was lackluster and it took way too long. I like what I'm seeing here. Possible an ascending triangle that could break up about 41.81%. Is some nice support here too. Oh, did it leave the pattern with a gap though? Yeah, it did. So this thing fell out of the pattern, so that doesn't count. And we got like a gap in price action on the API, which is a bit weird too. So I would have to trade this right on MEXC and look at it there, right? So I am in base AI, I am in based AI, and I just keep reiterating what a big opportunity based AI is. I could see it doing something like BitTensor, really changing the game. And now BitTensor pumping 2 is only good for all of these other coins. It kind of creates this value to the bigger, broader sector of AI. So I like what I'm saying. Remember, crypto.ai, cryptograd.ai. All right. Check it out today. One other thing I want to show on you is CoinStats. Why? Because I believe it's the best place. You can manage your crypto and DeFi NFTs from one place. If you use my link, you get a commission that you can't get. I get a commission, but you get a cheaper price, less expensive. So anything I get a commission from, you get a better price by joining. All right. So let's take a look at Phantom. Let's take a look at the rest of these ideas. And we're also going to look at the DXY and see what's happening with the DXY. Look up Kalenexio. It's in pre-sale. Kalenexo. Kalexio. In a super chat, a guaranteed look at a chart. I mean, nothing in life is guaranteed at all, so no. I mean, it is for I believe it is, but I can't tell you because nothing in life is guaranteed, right? The internet could something, God forbid, but like, you know what I mean? So I can't answer that question. I do everything I can to answer every super chat, yes, but we can't. Nothing is guaranteed in life, right? No. You ever use reverse order function on MEXC when you know a strong move is coming and you're on the wrong side of the short long when it makes the move, or just a small L and move on? Yeah, I'm not a guy to be doing stuff like that. Yeah, no. I think that stuff is really to entice you to be, you probably should be walking away at that point and then you're switching around. I don't know. It can work if you see something that you're looking at, but for the most part, I'm pretty accurate. So I'm either getting stopped out for a little bit, but most of the time it's going my way. So I don't have to use that function a lot. You know what I mean? If I was wrong half the time, I might be slamming on that button left and right, but I don't. The TA does protect me from having to be in the indecisive behavior like that. So I usually don't have to deal. So I don't have habit. I haven't formed a habit of doing that. That makes sense? Like that's a habit forming, I believe. I think that's habit forming, right? So TOBY continues to pump. We got TOBY, the frog of base. $24 million market cap. It was sitting pretty, early bird style here. Already up 4x too. And we were airdropped a little bit. A very small amount though. So I highly recommend a one-on-one meeting session with Sam. If you're a noob, grateful for you, brother. Shout out to Tucker. He did a one-on-one with me yesterday. We went 2 hours. I went an hour overboard because I love him. My wife always tries to pull me away, and I tell her I care more about the person than the time. And, he then comes and gives you a $10 super chat after he already spent $300 for the hour. So if you want to take a one-on-one with me, I do them. They are sparingly. I don't have a lot of time. I try to do a couple a week. And but if you really, really, really are serious about your life, you want to sit with me, and we can really break down mentality, ideas, and just really show you technical analysis on another level. And some tips and tricks that can help you along your way. All right. Jamie for president said Joshua, Josiah Jelowick. Thank you, brother. So TOBY, and then if you look at TOBY, you could kind of say, well, is it in this bigger, very big, consolidation? Its next leg up could take it up about, 84, maybe 120% once I get 154% gains out of TOBY. I have this because I got airdropped it, but so little, I don't really, You think Doge and Shiba are ready to move? Have you ever traded Forex? A couple times in my life. Let's look at JASMY. All right. Actually, I got to finish Phantom. So, look, at Phantom on the daily is getting a little high. Looks to me like it's going to be doing something like this. Now, this could also be a shoulder, head, and a right shoulder, and we may dump to the downside. Let me look at Phantom in some different light here. Maybe on the 2 and the 3 day, and really look at some. So it may come back down to test 64. It ran up really fast. Andre Condre got some crazy news, and then it boomed, right? You got a little bit of chop here that you bounced off of, but it's not amazing. You made this flag, and those are weird 3-day red candles too. And then you had one big 3-day move from 78 up to like 91. The 3-day says you got more legs coming. The 2-day looks great. But again, I draw something like this and see if we can stay tighter inside the zone on the 2-day chart. If you can stay inside there on the 2-day chart, you could make a bigger move to the upside. Your 4 hours getting oversold as well. Kind of in this strange channeled area, though. And there's a chance we go further up here all the way to 184 here for Phantom. All right. Previous support is resistance. You don't want to lose this $79 area, but if you get down there, this could be some accumulation for Phantom. So that's just what we're watching, and you want to kind of see the shoulder, bit of a head and a right shoulder there to bring you on up. Phantom could take us to 181. Phantom was my baby last cycle. I took it from $19 over to $3. Unbelievable. Love Phantom. Love Phantom. All right. Let's take a look at JASMY, baby. JASMY. I'm a holder of JASMY. They suckered me in. I finally jumped into JASMY, I believe, at that right time in the dip. And so far, it's been pretty much sideways for a while now. Just completely sideways. I put it out here. You're actually in the money. You would have gotten into JASMY at 2 cents. As wacky as the move was, right? And it pumped all the way up for 30% and never hit the stop loss. So the last time I looked at it, I just have to readjust what we're seeing here. But I mean, you can see Phantom just did some damage and broke out of this tight channel. Phantom getting ready for JASMY getting ready for its next leg to the upside. So sorry, I misspoke there. I'm getting, yikes. I'm doing Joe Bowden over here. So look at this, Joel Bowden. So look at this headed all the way to 44, right? And you can see this big space out. 74% gains coming. I'm deep in, ready to go for JASMY. And since we first put it out, you're already in the money from the entry. So this setup is still going. I repurposed the setup, but you can see the stop loss and take profit have not changed. And it's still spot on right there to the upside. I see JASMY headed to 44, baby. And once it breaks above this, I mean, isn't that all-time high on this chart? I think I'm correct there. No. So sorry, I misspoke. But again, it is still a pretty nice spot to be in, and it looks like it's bullishly retesting. Let's take a look at our 2-day chart. Our 2-day chart's just getting started. That's my go-to time frame, and that's a breakout. Bit of a giant double bottom there too as well. And again, anything could happen when you do have resistance at 2.6. We need to break back above that. But look for JASMY to break resistance and continue to the upside here. JASMY, baby. JASMY, baby. JASMY. It reminds me of The Mask for some reason. Like, somebody stop me. Somebody stop me. Right? You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Walking all the time. I love that. You ain't Count a Rabbit, then you ain't no friend of mine. Elvis, baby. So, I like what I'm seeing here for JASMY. It's on the radar, and it's definitely something to look at. Bitcoin back at 69,780. I told you not to get excited. I am not surprised that Bitcoin has been... I told you it was going to be flat the entire show, and it was. Isn't that weird? I didn't call a long. I didn't call a short. Nothing happened. The other day, I called a long and a short. It happened both exactly as... How do I know when we're going sideways? I'll be honest, the more you trade, the more your trader instinct kicks in. You could just... I can't truly explain how traders... There's a subconscious mind instinct that's definitely part of your trading style that you develop over time. This is the sixth sense of trading that you can't really place. It's not a feeling. It's not a vibration. It's not a feeling. But it's like just to have you've been there so many times that you can sense it. It depends on the weekday. Like when I'm seeing this on a Thursday after PPI and CPI, I've probably been here many times before. Right? They ruin the markets. They stress them out. They liquidate too many people. So normally we have enough liquidations throughout the week. CPI and all this stuff creates all the liquidations and it gets everyone out. And then those people got to go get their paychecks next week and we got to go wreck retail again, right? So you see what I mean? It affects everything over time. So JASMY USDT here is very interesting to me. And once it breaches 2.6, it's gone, baby, gone. Understand that concept. And you're already up 30% really from when we first started talking about it. Target is 44. I write that somewhere else. But target is 44 for JASMY. So flat day for price action for Bitcoin. Still a good day to learn though, right? It's always a beautiful day to learn no matter what. All right? No matter what. We talked about TON continuing to the upside. I put a flag out for it yesterday in the trading group. It did continue. I see it headed all the way up to 946, but if you listen to me and you jumped on into the flag, you're already up about 19%. I put TON right here in the trading group. Pointed out the double bottom. Showed where it was likely going to go. You're already up 50%. The meme coins are coming out on TON and people are running in. TON. And it's all the craze right now. TON is now in a flag here on the 1 hour. This flag is a bull flag. That bull flag suggests it does break to the upside. If anything pops today, I wouldn't be surprised if it's TON. People are just running to buy TON to what? To buy these memes on TON. And TON's the new next meme craze like Solana was. So this could propel this flag to the upside. Understanding the ecosystem is understanding the price action. And then you slide in there with the perfect technical analysis. And that is the key. The trifecta. Right? 21% here for TON, the TON coin. All right. I like what I'm seeing here for TON coin. Thank you for the group and everything in it. I lost all my money, 10,000 to a stupid beginner trade a couple days ago. The group probably saved my life. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so sorry that you lost $10,000 in one trade. I don't know what you were doing, risking your hard-earned money. Protect that trade. See, I protected the money. I started buying an asset like gold and silver. I've always been humble. I don't mind doubling up in 2 to 3 years. And again, because I've been humble, I have been able to make some massive gains. $4,000 in AERO is over $26,000 now in a month, right? And so, things are moving. Things are moving. Let's get back into this idea here. The only trade that I suggested was this 15-minute because it held the 200 SMA. I see the 50-minute headed to my circled area. This is the trade that I see fit here. Stop loss here, entry here. You're now in the money. We talked about getting it at 69,763. You're already at 70,000 right now to the upside. This could be the final push that gets some love today and gets us back above. You have this other local resistance we're waiting on here on the left there at 70,085. We break that. We're going to head up into this next choppy area at 70,961. All right. We love you, Don Gay. I don't know what that... are you buying spot or perpetual? You didn't ask which coin, so I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. I super chatted Coinbase a couple weeks ago, and I never looked at it. My stock group is 20 grand in coin at my direction. Could you take a look? I think we do look at... I remember looking at coin, though. I think you maybe you're right. You're probably right. God bless you, bro. I remember going over coin, though, in the last few weeks a few times. So if you look at coin, it's like this. See? I had it in that nicer flag. Looks a lot like Solana. You get it? It's almost in the same shape Solana's in, which is interesting, right? Coin and Solana. Makes sense. If Solana does well, so will coin, right? You held the 200 SMA very, very closely, even though it looked like you may not. Also, they battled and won that lawsuit. That was a big deal, right? That's also bullish for the chart. So you want to see this come up, come down, and get tight. I see a bigger move up to 454. The move to 454 says it's going to take till about May 13th of 2024. One thing I will stress is something that I just heard you say. I lost what you said. I super chatted Coinbase. Looked at my stock group is 20 grand at my direction. At your direction, I mean, it should be their direction. You know, nothing is at your direction. You know what I mean? And if it is, then people are blindly following you. I don't love that idea. So that wording to me gives me a little bit of caution. But Don Gay, we love you, and I hope everything's going well. Don Gay, I love you and hope everything's going well. All right? But you know what? I don't mean to criticize. I'm just saying, like, for instance, I talked about AERO, and I could say everyone got in at my direction. But I didn't tell them what to do. So I don't think that was my direction. I just told them what I was doing. And if they felt like it made sense to them, they did it as well. Mexi is giving futures bonuses. Even I'm getting them too. It's pretty awesome. If you trade enough, you get a futures bonus. All right. I just feel like if it's at your direction, then people blaming you, and no one can blame you for their buy, bro. They bought in. You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure, man, you're going to nail this. It's going to be 457. This thing's going to boom. Let's look at our daily time frame. Your daily's about to explode too. You got an oversold daily, bro. And you got some hidden bullish divergence on the RSI. Look, this is swinging down overall, while the RSI has a nice uptrend. Sorry, something weird happened there. See your RSI? Let me boom this up a little bit. Look at your RSI swinging to the downside here. We do the best we can with trading groups, my friend. God bless you for putting yourself out there. It's not easy running a trading group. It's probably one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life if you do it right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, low, higher, higher, low. That's a nice little uptrend. Can we get the move back to the upside here? If Bitcoin gets the pump, which it is getting, and it's funny, we did call the long to the upside for you for Bitcoin. And there it is. You're already in the money now if you got in at 69. I'm in a long right now, a bigger long. So this is good for me. And now we're getting the reach. And look, falling wedges break up 68% of the time. The Cookie Monster, well, I showed you we weren't going to dump. Why? Because we kept the 200 SMA. And look, we have a bullish divergence here on the 15. So we have bullish div on the 15, which is pretty strong. Look at it right there. Tell us that's your liquidation. And so it looks like even up to here is chopped to me. Even if we get the move to 71, it's just kind of, you know what I mean? But so far, so good. We bounce off the 200 SMA. Like, this is what's supposed to happen. My trading style says if you keep the 200 SMA, you should pump to the upside. So I go by that many, many times. I trade on that signal all the time. God bless you, Sam. Thank you. Thanks. Not exactly my direction, but I was the leader on this idea. God bless you, the United States. I love you, man. I know what you're saying. I'm so like overcritical and hypersensitive of language. Some people think I'm nitpicking, but I'm just hyper conscious of all the nuances of life there. So look at this. Now we get in a short squeeze for Bitcoin to 70,180. And these are short liquidations starting to come in. We're starting to get a little bit of volatility today. It took the entire stream. It took till 12 o'clock lunchtime to get the volatility. They wanted to liquidate everyone that went to lunch. They left their trades up, went to lunch. They're going to come back. How many people got liquidated at lunch? I did. I spilt my soup on myself and came back to nothing. So, look, I mean, that's a short squeeze for Bitcoin up to 70,000. And again, we could see this, but I'm not excited about this today. Let's get above the 200 SMA. Let's get the move further to the upside. But anytime Bitcoin bounces nicely, I'll take it. I'll take it. So yeah, I'm interested in coin. Now, the bearish scenario is that coin kind of loses this low and heads lower. Looks unlikely based on what I'm seeing here on the stochastics RSI and the hidden bullish divergence. We had this flag here that played out at 162, and that was perfectly correct at the, and that had a bullish divergence there too that played out to the upside. So coin is interesting to say the least. I like what I'm seeing here for coin. But again, if Bitcoin tanks and things go the other way, there will be some stress on coin for sure. Let's take a look at trade. Shout out to $117 in chat revenue. 626 likes. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. So look for this to come down into the 618 golden pocket. After you moon city from 0.004 cents all the way to 9, which is a 20x almost, right? More than a 20x really, right? It wasn't even a penny. It was at half a penny and it went to 10 cents. It did a 20x and it was under half a penny. I got into 2.6. I didn't get in there and this thing revved up on us nicely. It's going to come back. It's RWA. I still have faith this project could do numbers, but I'm not in love with it. And if it falls off, it falls off. It is what it is. All right. We made massive gains in this run up already, but I like this idea to the 786 and the 618. And this is where I personally would accumulate a project that I have faith, conviction, and research in. The 4-hour did lose the 200 SMA. Not the best sign. You'd want to see that get back above it as soon as possible. And look, when the 1-hour lost the 200 SMA, you knew you were going further to the downside. So I just see this falling wedge, which will break up 8% of the time. And it's sitting here at the 786 fib retracement, pretty close. So definitely you're not buying the top, right? If I were to accumulate in here, I would be buying undervalued areas. Okay. Thanks, my friend. I'm assuming that, yeah. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP having a little bit of more speculation on it recently. I still hold my XRP. It's about 10 grand USDT. I've held it for years at this point. It's absolute insanity. But only time will tell. Let's take a look here. Again, I'm going to redo all this. It looks like scribbly wigglies. I get it. I'm going to clean it up for you and make it make sense. Don't worry. Have no fear. That's an uptrend, right? That's a clear uptrend for XRP. Continuing on the uptrend to the upside. You can't say it's not a beautiful uptrend. It's a bit of a downtrend here. Somewhat of a symmetrical triangle. You could almost say, did it break out, fake out? Is it? And then you could almost, you could bridge this tighter channel with this tighter channel. You could almost bring this in here. I feel like it faked out at one point. But we'll use the top of the channel there and see what we're seeing. So we're getting very tight for XRP. The moving averages are looking good. Let's look at our 2-day chart. 2-day chart wants to move. So whenever I've seen this, but you've seen it before, we did get a move from 51 all the way to 73. Then there. So we have been able to get some moves here on the 2-day chart. And then it's kind of following that like choppy Bitcoin flag in a way, right? And so we just want to see this get tighter and tighter. Eventually, it's going to have to explode, right? I mean, who's selling off XRP after all they've been through? Pretty interesting, right? But only time will tell. And then we have this resistance. Length of the pole would be your next target for XRP. That takes it all the way up to about $1.14. And the stop right there at 114 would be this area here, right? Glad to have you as part of my 5 best to watch. Surrounding myself with the right people has made amazing things happen. Not just money. Thank you. I'm telling you right now, man, it is about really the energy in which you keep. Money's great to have, and it's awesome to be able to get out of a jam with the money. And the money gives you freedom tokens and gets you where you want to be in life. But we get the money through ourselves. Like, we're already wealthy. Everyone here is already a wealthy person. The wealth comes from within. When you believe you're wealthy, the wealth becomes to come in. When you believe you deserve wealth, wealth comes into your life. When you don't believe you're not supposed to be wealthy, then it's really hard to obtain wealth. Your belief about yourself and your confidence in yourself is everything to do with where you end up in life. All right. Let's talk about TIA continuing to get sold off, right? Look at it, a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Made a beautiful neckline here. It said that it was going to get sold off right there. Now, people stake for 21 days at a time before they can get out of this, and this does pay pretty well over time. However, you know, there's other projects coming out. It was all the hype back at $2, and a lot of people have made their money, and now they're probably like, oh, I could have got into AI. I could have got into a meme. And there's going to be that, like, the masses are going to jump the hoops. Here, I would just pull a Fibonacci. I personally don't think the project's done. I still stake TIA, but you never know. But I'm looking for that 618. Come back to $7 would be awesome, right? A little bit of a bounce there, a bit of a bounce there, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did come back to 7 beans. I'm always watching the 618 golden pocket, and then we got 31.73. All right. All right. Yeah, when you realize there's nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Amen. Amen. You're so spot on. It's ridiculous, my friend. And you've got it. You've got it. So here we are. You're still in the money here for the only trade that we put out. The only thing that I saw possibly viable was a 15-minute break out of the falling wedge with a stop loss here. You can actually even begin to shave the stop loss right now in half. Now it's a 6-to-2 risk-reward ratio. See how far you can go with it over here. All right. When you realize there's nothing lacking, the whole world belongs. I love you saying, I'm going to repeat that. Casper coin pamping, baby. Just in, Pepe on Coinbase. Announcement. I don't know. Are you really? Like, don't. I thought Pepe was already on Coinbase, no? It's on Coinbase mobile app. Well, you can buy Pepe, right? Interesting. Is Coinbase on? Is Pepe on Coinbase? I saw a video right there below. The next Pepe is on Coinbase. Base. Yeah, it's Pepe on Base though. Pepe is on Coinbase. Is coming. Here's why. Read the signs. He knew on March 6th. This guy was a month early. Coinbase wallet. You can still buy Pepe coin on Coinbase wallet. Your keys to the crypto world. Here's how you use Coinbase wallet. A self-custody wallet. Just want to make sure it doesn't reveal anything. I'm always weary when I'm on like a site I've been to. Can you check? Boom. What's up, Sammy? How you doing today? God bless you, brother. Thank you for asking. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you and we love you. Yeah, only on Coinbase wallet. Suku NKN and XYO getting some love today. All right. And now we're getting kind of crushed back down. And today is just I'm not trading today. I can smell the coffee beans, man. Super chats. Andy on base. Andy on base. Andy got to second base, third base, and then he ran all the way home. All right. I know what you were thinking there. That's not what I was saying. There's Andy on blast, though. Then there's Andy on base. See, that's what I'm saying. There's Andy on ETH, Andy on blast, and Andy on base. I thought it was Andy on blast, really. Wow, so Andy on base ripped. And we talked about it just 2 days ago. Andy was going to move, and it did. It did. I didn't jump on in. I was memed out. But a nice 9x, really. All right, now we'd have to go to the smaller time frame, see what we're looking at. And I'm getting memed out. I'm getting shotted out. I'm getting memed out. I mean, maybe it can go up and down, but that's an M pattern there. But you can say it whipped down and got bought back up too, though, which is interesting. You look for it to somewhat consolidate meme-wise. Oh, maybe it makes a shoulder, a head, and some type of right shoulder. And then the pattern's like this, and then we blast to the upside. I'd look for that. I'll keep that up, and we'll see what happens the next time we looked at it. $21 million market cap. Definitely not a rug pull, in my humble opinion, on base. And can Token Sniffer take that one? Just wanted to show you what they should look like. 100 out of 100. Token is not sellable, right? You could say 1 ETH in Sushi Swap, adequate liquidity, 0.5 ETH Uniswap V2, Pancake Swap, at least 95% liquidity burned or locked for at least 15 days, 100% burn when an excessive amount of liquidity was burned, which is often indication of a scam. Ooh, ask the token creator how they intend to recoup those funds. Interesting. Creator wallet contains less than 5%. All right. Yeah, Pepe is going to be pumping hard right now, in my humble opinion. And that could pump WIF and all the other coins to the upside. Right? I don't know. Why you guys get me excited? You say Pepe big pump, and then I don't see a big pump. And I just kind of get like, I guess 6.7 to 74 ain't bad, right? So I'm not going to become like, you know, kind of double bottoming here too, showing really strong support at 6.4. Remember Pepe, man? And we remember when we found this giant inverted head and shoulder for Pepe? Boom. Look, once you got above the 200 SMA, you're in, right? That whole same idea. Now you're waiting for this to consolidate into the 200 if it can. 4 hour pointing to the upside on the RSI, Stokes and everything else too. Looking pretty nice. So, you know, Pepe getting added to Coinbase wallet. Is that what it is? Not Coinbase itself? I thought you could already use Coinbase Wallet like decentralized, but maybe not. It just didn't have support for Pepe. Doesn't make any sense. Look at Bitcoin getting slammed back to 69, 70K. Definitely a day that I'm just not touching the charts. You can see the whack-taculousness in the volume today. That looks interesting to me. Almost an Adam and Eve double bottom in a way. Could go all the way to 16. I remember I bought Pepe live in front of you guys. I believe when I first got into Pepe, it was like we first bought Pepe right there at 230. So crazy. If you had held Pepe the whole time, I mean, you would have had guts of steel, but that was a 37x from when we got into Pepe down there. It took a while. I first bought Pepe April 29th of last year, so it's been around for a year. We've been trading Pepe for a year. Pretty crazy. Yeah, it's been on the wall forever. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. At least Bitcoin's not dumbing, but grateful for that. Exactly. Grateful for 70K being held today. Let's take a look at the DXY. One last thing before we jump on out of here for the day. So remember, the DXY had that beautiful spike yesterday, a big spike yesterday, not beautiful, but a big spike. And then it got resistance here. We showed you we don't want to see it get back above these key levels. We want to see this kind of rising wedge hit the top, come back to the bottom. And then it's all about this giant head and shoulder pattern that I keep talking about every day when I'm live. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. If that can complete and go further to the downside, we'll be in pretty good shape. I'd like to see a rejection for the DXY at this trend line and at 105, like 40, kind of right where we're at. So this could move further down and bounce. But again, if we break above this, you'll see a big move up to 107. Now, they slightly pumped yesterday together, Bitcoin and the DXY. So they're not always inversely correlated, but for the most part, they are. We don't want to see the dollar get back above this. I'd like to see this take a head, a right shoulder, like see this as a shoulder, make that a head, make another right shoulder, and come to the downside here. All right. What is the likely outcome of 4 hour time here descending wedge? Looking at Vayner chart. It's on Binance. I don't know. Join the trading group, man, and get the education you deserve so you can answer that question all by your little self. You will be able to do that, though. I don't mean to be rude, but you could be able to answer that question yourself if you get the education you deserve by jumping into cryptolifer.com. Hit the link right here to sign up to my beautiful trading group, or just watch my live stream till you make enough money with the education I provide for you that you can join the trading group basically on my knowledge. So take the knowledge I give you, learn how to make gains, and then use those gains to join the trading group to make more knowledge. That's the key. I'm here every single day giving you guys the knowledge all the time. I made a tweet about this earlier today. All right. I said, everyone says, come pay and join my private group. I give my knowledge away for free on my live stream. Weekly, people say they're joining the group after making money to join off my live stream. I started my business giving knowledge away for free. I give live trades almost every single day. Watch my live, get paid, then think about joining. Let me help you get paid for free first. Stop paying people that do not pay you first. Period. Right? Amen. Right? So, blessings on blessings, and that's hilarious. Crypto nerds will see this and need some time alone. Like, shout out to Jay Chains, man, wishing me a happy birthday yesterday too. Blessings on blessings. Shout out to AJ Wrights Crypto, Ben, James, Jason Appleton, and my whole crew. All right, everyone, that's going to end the stream. Nat Stick with Simmons, Masters Madness, Hollywood Ellen, oh yeah, whatever that, Nicki Minaj, Unforgettable, Harvard SAT Flip-Flop, Class of 29 faces test revival. Funny. Harvard's been downgraded ever since the dean decided they were going to actually plagiarize. The most famous school in the world. That's not good for Boston, man. That put the whole city of Boston in the ears. Anybody, I love you all. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I love you. Thank you for the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital, Decrypted.tax, and of course, each and every one of you at CryptoLifer.com. Sign up today. All the links I do get commissioned from. Thank you for the channel sponsorships from Decrypted.tax and I Trust Capital. We love you. We appreciate you. And we'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful, action-packed live stream. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. I much appreciate all of you. Hit the likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes. I know we can do it. We do it almost every single day. So let's get those likes up to the watches. We had lackluster participation today for whatever reason. It wasn't the same as we normally get it. It just, the energy was not there. The whole market just seems blah, blah, blah. Like the Google searches are down. I guess people are beat down. I don't know why. Bitcoin's been flat for too long. They're starting to lose interest. That's the perfect time to accumulate. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow for another awesome live stream. Tonight is our weekly screen share. Just remember that. We're going to hang out from 8:30 to 10 at night, go over my portfolio, go over what's trending, get ready for the week ahead, and see if there's any opportunity coming our way, which we know there will be. I love you, I appreciate you, and I thank you so much for your viewership and your most precious asset, which is your time. The secret to success is getting started.